Okay, so for supplies, we will need a size 6 super bulky yarn. I'm using the Loops and Threads Sweet Snuggles Light, and the color is baby green. You can use any size 6 super bulky yarn that you have. You'll need scissors, some polyester stuffing, a 6.5mm crochet hook, a darning needle, and these are 14mm safety eyes with the backing. So we're first going to start with a magic circle or a magic ring, and I'm going to demonstrate it to you, but if you need more help with it, please check this video here because I do it a bit slower and there's also an alternative. Okay, so first you're going to hold your yarn like this. Your pointer finger is in the middle, right here. These two fingers will go in between, right here. Your left hand will now twist forward like this. These two fingers will grab this yarn, and we're going to pull just a little bit like this. And then you're going to take these two fingers and hold this corner right here, making sure that you now have two holes at the top and at the bottom. We take our crochet hook, we put it through the top hole, and then we're going to chain one. And then we're going to turn this horizontally like this. Just flip it around. And that is how you make your magic circle. Now we're going to be putting 8 single crochets inside of this magic circle. How you do a single crochet is you insert your hook through the ring, yarn over, pull it back out. Now you have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through these 2 loops. That is 1 single crochet. Next, we're going to make our second one. Again, insert, yarn over, pull it back out. 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through these 2. If you also need help with single crochets, check this video here. This is basically the stitch we'll be using for the entire plushie. Okay, so just finish making your 8 single crochets. Okay, so once you're done making your 8 single crochets, this is how it should look like. You just take this tail and very carefully you're going to pull it so that it cinches the circle closed. Okay? Be careful here because sometimes the yarn might snap or fray too much. Then you're going to look for the first single crochet that you made. In this case, it'll be this one. You can see the little V's, that's the top of the single crochet, and this is the first one that we made right here. We're going to do a slip stitch. So insert your hook through that V right here, yarn over, pull it through that V, and then pull it through the loop on your hook. That is a slip stitch. To start the next row, we're going to chain 1 again. So basically, after every row, I do a slip stitch and then I chain 1 to start the next row. If you don't want to do this, you could just use a stitch marker, and that's how you can mark where your row ended. But because I don't want to use a stitch marker, this is my way to figure out when the next row starts. Okay, for row number 2, we're going to be doing 6 increases. An increase just means putting 2 single crochets in 1 stitch so that it increases the size of the plushie. On this stitch, we're going to make our first single crochet like this, and then on the exact same stitch, we make another single crochet like so. Then you move on to the next stitch and you do 2 single crochets here as well. So just go all the way around and you should end up with 16 single crochets overall in this row because you increased from 8 and then it becomes 16 because you multiplied it by 2. Okay, so this is my row 2 done. These are my 16 single crochets. And then, like always, I'm going to slip stitch to the first single crochet I made. And then I'm going to chain 1 to start row number 3. Now for row number 3, we're going to follow the pattern of 1 single crochet, increase, 1 single crochet, increase. Let me show you. First, we're going to do a single crochet here on the first stitch. On the next stitch, we're going to do an increase. So put 2 single crochets inside of this stitch. Then we're just going to repeat the same pattern. Here, single crochet. On the next one, increase. So just keep repeating the single crochet and increase all the way around, and you should end up with 24 stitches on row number 3. Okay, so I just finished my 24 stitches all the way around. I'm going to do my slip stitch on the first single crochet and then chain 1. Now for row number 4, we're just going to single crochet all the way around. So that's just 1 single crochet per stitch, which means you should end with 24 stitches on this row. Okay, I just finished row number 4. I'm going to do my usual slip stitch and chain 1. Now, for the next 4 rows, you're just going to repeat exactly what we did. So that's just single crochet all around, which means 24 single crochets. Do that for 4 more rows. Your plushie should get bigger and bigger. And after each row, make sure you do the slip stitch and chain 1, unless you're using a stitch marker. Okay, so I just finished the 4 rows, and now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rows total. We're going to now start on row number 9. Now for row number 9, we're going to be doing 1 single crochet and then a decrease. And then we're going to repeat that pattern. So this is how you do it. First, you make a single crochet. And then this is how we make a decrease. A decrease just means making 2 stitches into 1 for the next row. So the plushie is starting to slowly get smaller. Okay, for a decrease, first you're going to insert your hook onto the next stitch, yarn over, pull it back out the same way. Then you're going to look for the next stitch, insert your hook, yarn over, pull it back out the same way. Now you have 3 loops on your hook. Then you're just going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. That's a decrease. And then we're going to repeat the pattern. So you're going to do a single crochet again and then a decrease. So again, insert, yarn over, pull it back out, yarn over, pull through all 3. So just keep repeating single crochet, decrease, single crochet, decrease, and after this row you should have 16 stitches overall. Okay, I just finished my last decrease. I'm going to do my slip stitch and chain 1. Now I'm going to pull up a loop, put my hook down because we're going to be placing the eyes. So look for row number 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we're going to be taking our eye and putting it between rows 7 and 8. So right here. Then we'll take the other eye, go about 3 to 4 stitches apart. So like right here. We could even move it to, yeah. Okay, so I'll be placing it over here and then I'll be placing the backing. Okay, now that the eyes are attached, we're going to insert our hook again back into the loop. And now for the next row, row number 10, we're only going to be going through the back loops of the stitches. So all this time we've been placing our hook under the V, which is going through 2 different loops. But this time we're going to go through just the back. So how you find the back loop is you take your hook and put it in between the V right here and go only hook to the back. Okay? This is going to be for the entire row. So for this row, we're just going to do single crochet all around. So 16 single crochets. So I'm going to look for the back loop, make my single crochet. Next stitch, look for the back loop, just the back loop, single crochet. Okay, so just single crochet all the way around. Okay, I'm done my 16. I'm going to slip stitch and chain 1. Okay, I'm going to pull my hook out. You know you've done your back loops correctly. If you still see a line going here, that's the front loops that we didn't go into. Okay, we're going to need the front loops for the tentacles later. So at this point, we're going to start stuffing the octopus. Once you're happy with how your plushie is stuffed, then you're just going to insert your hook back again. Now we're going to be going through our very last row before we do the octopus legs. So for this last row, we're just going to decrease all around. So that means we'll end up with 8 stitches overall. That just means that we're going to go through this stitch, next stitch, make a decrease, and then again, keep repeating it. Next stitch we're gonna do a decrease as well, so just keep decreasing until you just have 8 stitches in this row. Okay, we're definitely closing the octopus now, so this could be a little difficult. It could feel a little bit tight, but make sure you don't lose the tension. Don't make it too loose, otherwise you're gonna see a lot of holes in your plushie. So adjust it so that the stitches are still pretty tight. Now I'm gonna slip stitch and chain 1. Put your plushie down, leave a long tail, and then cut. Okay, I left a long tail because we do have to close this hole by sewing. This is really the only sewing we'll ever do for this plushie. And it's very easy as well. You don't have to sew to attach anything, just to close the plushie, okay? These close is I only go through the front loop. So I front loop, and then I go inwards. Front loop again, I go outwards. Like so. Again on the next one, front loop in, front loop out, front loop in, front loop out, front loop in, front loop out. Okay, once you're done, just pull and it should close in a very satisfying way. Then I just kind of look for a stitch so that I can make a knot like so. Then hide my tail inside of the plushie, and then you can cut it. Okay, so you did the main part of this plushie. As you can see, the front loop is still visible right here. It's just like a straight line going across. like so. That is where we're going to be putting our tentacles. So just set this down for now, grab your yarn, and first we're going to make a slip knot. It's very similar to a magic circle, but it's much easier. So hold your yarn the same way, like this. 2 fingers, go through the loop like this. Left hand twists. These 2 fingers grab this, and then just pull all the way, and you have made a loop. That is your slip knot. Take your hook, insert it through the hole, adjust it so that it's small enough, okay? And now you're ready to crochet. But first, we're gonna remove our hook, take our plushie. I'm gonna go to the seam. So I remember I have like a seam here. I'll set this down for now. And I'm going to insert my hook into the front loop. I could see it right here. You should be able to find it very easily, because if you take your hook and then you go like this, it's right there. And then all you have to do is follow it all the way around. This is where we're going to be attaching our tentacles. Take your slip knot, insert your hook through, insert the slip knot through this front loop so that it attaches to the body, and then make a chain 2 chains. Okay, for the tentacles, we're going to be going to the next stitch and making 2 incomplete double crochets. Okay, let me demonstrate. First, you're going to yarn over, insert your hook through the next front loop, right? Yarn over again, pull it back out. Then you're going to yarn over, pull through just 2. Okay, that's your first incomplete double crochet. Now we got to make the second one. Yarn over, insert your hook in the exact same spot we were just in. The exact same spot. Okay, yarn over, pull it back out. Now you have 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through just 2. Now you have made 2 incomplete double crochets right here. Then you're just going to yarn over, pull through all 3, and you have joined them all together. Then you're just going to chain 2. Look for the next front loop, and you're going to make a slip stitch here. You should know how to make this now. Yarn over, pull through that, and then pull through the loop on your hook. Okay, so we're going to pause for a second, and you can see we have just made 1 bump. This is one of the tentacles. All you'll have to do is repeat exactly what you did here all the way around, and you should end up with 8. Okay, let me demonstrate again. Chain 2. Okay, look for the next front loop, yarn over, insert your hook through this front loop, yarn over, pull it back out, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert into the exact same stitch, yarn over, pull it back out, yarn over, pull through 2, then yarn over, pull through all 3, then chain 2, then go into the next front loop and make a slip stitch. Okay, so I just finished all 8 of my tentacles. Let's count it all together. We'll start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You know you did it correctly if you have 8 total tentacles. Honestly, if your count is off, if you have 7 or 9 or whatever, it doesn't really matter. I know that in my other octopus video, a lot of people were saying like, oh my gosh, I ended up with 9, or I ended up with too many or not enough. It's honestly totally fine. Unless that matters to you, then you gotta make sure that, you know, you have 8. Okay, so when I finished the last tentacle, I slip stitched and then I chain 1, and then I'm going to cut my yarn. Then I'm going to make a knot like that. Okay, then all I have to do is take these and hide them inside the plushie. Use a darning needle and then just hide it. Okay, and once that's done, you're pretty much done your octopus plushie. Okay, and that is it for this tutorial. I hope that you guys had fun making it. If you do have any questions, just comment them down below and I'll make sure to answer it. And also, if you wanna request for me to make a tutorial on anything, please comment them down below as well. I also have a newsletter, so if you're interested, I always give away like free patterns there. So make sure you subscribe. All of this is going to be in the description. Again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next tutorial.